Daniel Pope and his company Be Known have been helping coaches and experts build and scale profitable businesses for years now. And when I invited him on the Coffee with a Personal Brand podcast, I didn't know that this conversation would turn into a full-blown masterclass on selling information and transformation, but I'm glad it did. So, if you have a personal brand or you want to sell information to attract people into your world, grab pen and paper and enjoy the masterclass. Hey Daniel, welcome to the show.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, and I'm so excited to have you here with our conversation today because we've been chatting off camera. I think we met a few years back, but we
Yeah.
just reconnected recently, and so yeah, I'm really excited to have this conversation with you today. And welcome everybody to the Coffee with a Personal Brand podcast. My name is Alberto, and I am a copywriter and marketer for personal brands. I have my espresso here. You know, I'm Italian. That's part of my branding. I have to have my espresso, and today we're having a coffee with Daniel Pope. The first question that I always ask, which is an icebreaker: are you a big coffee drinker, Daniel?
I am, but you're gonna hate me. I drink out of my special Ember mug and it's heated, but I love Keurig coffee. If I had an espresso right now, I'd be bouncing off the walls. Caffeine affects me like crazy. So Mick Cafe, Green Mountain coffee, that's what I drink.
It's okay. I'm not offended at all. What I always say is that this first question is just, it's in theme with like the show.
Yeah.
I always ask it because it's incredible that every single person I speak with, they all have an experience or an opinion or a perspective with coffee. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I used to drink it, now not anymore. Caffeine is not good on my body, or yeah, I need caffeine because otherwise my body doesn't function, or stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's incredible that everyone has some kind of relationship with caffeine
hmm
and coffee in general.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it, but just give me something cheap and I'll drink it.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. So you can function and like live through your day without caffeine, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but it's always nice to start the day with something warm. And
Mm.
I like coffee, so it goes hand in hand.
Totally. Yeah, totally. So why don't you start by sharing a bit about your story and who you are, what you
Yeah.
do, for those who don't know you?
Well, the year was 1995. No, I'm kidding. So my name is Daniel
It's
Pope. I'm the
sorry
yeah.
to cut you off. Sorry to cut you
Yeah,
off,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I have it's not in this in today's episode, but I actually have a game for like the future that is called
Mm.
I think movie trailer or something like that. And
Oh yeah.
like the game is actually create your movie trailer like presenting who you are. So if you want to keep that go for that path, you're free to do that. Like it's up to you.
Well, I'll stick with something basic, but I may include elements of fun in it. I'm the founder and chief storyteller of Be Known LLC, and what that means is I love taking client stories and getting them out into the world. And what we specialize in is the marketing systems that attract new clients, that build up trust and awareness in this AI-filled world. So you can think of them as funnels, and we take care of the paid ads, email marketing, and honestly, we're just a good growth partner for our clientele. And we work with coaches and those that sell their expertise. And man, I've had a blast doing it over the past 10 years as we're recording it right now. And yeah, it's been very fun, and I've learned that hey, I don't need to go out there and be the best storyteller. I need to go out there and be the best catalyst for my client stories, and how do we create systems that get it out there and so they can impact more people. But that's me in a nutshell. There's obviously a lot more to it than that, but that's what I do is my day job.
Yeah, yeah, like one thing that I'm happy to notice is that when you talk about be known, like there's some kind of fire and passion that is in your eyes and in your words that is incredible.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the first things that I noticed back when we met a couple of years
Yeah.
back. And I remember, wow, this guy really wants to like have a positive impact in the world and helping people. So like I'm happy to see that it's still like that, and I
Yeah,
still see that fire in your eyes. So that's awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I'm glad you said that because there's so many people out there who talk about all different things and other agency owners and other people in the industry and there's the good and the bad. And it seems like the bottom 20% always get the loudest voice. And so hey, at the end of the day, if I can provide a great service and be a good vendor, colleague, and friend to my clients, then I'm doing it right.
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. And one thing I'm curious about is how did you choose the name of your company? Like Be
Yeah.
Known. It's like very simple. It gets to the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what's the reason behind it? The reasoning behind this?
Yeah. The name Be Known, it's it came to me in the shower. And before Be Known LLC, this entity, I actually had a different agency with an old business partner, and we parted ways. And I was at this crossroads, and I was still working with the same clientele in the other agency, but I realized, man, I'm so frustrated that the best known always seems to be the best out there. And so you take somebody who is an expert in raising capital or teaching parents how to deal with tantrums or whatever, right? And they can be so experienced and provide a great program, but if they're not well known, there's no impact. And it's funny. I was sitting there in the shower, standing there in the shower, and it just hit me. It said, "Be known." It was like a voice just said, "Name the company, be known. The next step is be known." And so, I actually a couple years later, I created a phrase, and this is something I tell all my clients, and something that I like to get out there in the world. It's that income is simply the byproduct of the impact we create through the value that we give. And Be Known encapsulates that. If we have no one listening to the value that we give to the world, then there's no impact, and therefore there will be no income because you've done nothing and you've told no one about it. So that's uh that's the backstory to Be Known.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. And I can totally like relate to that because like I think that the best ideas or the most creative ideas came to my mind while I was in the shower. I don't know
Yes.
what's in in my
What's in the
water.
water?
Yeah, what's in the water exactly. I don't know like I really don't know, but like the best songs when I write songs, the best ideas, the best angles for like if I'm working on a copywriting project, like
Yeah.
maybe I'm working at the computer for 12 hours straight, but then I get into the shower and it clicks instantly. And
Yep.
like again, what's in the water? But yeah, it totally resonates. And I think that I don't know if it's true. Maybe it's not like what like the way you thought about that. But when I think about be known, um, I like my mind directly goes to. Do you know who Ramit Sethi is?
Y yes, but I don't know him too well. I've
Okay.
known the name and I've seen some posts.
Yeah, yeah, he's like a big personal finance guy in the
Yeah,
US, and
that's right.
yeah, and funny that a couple episodes back I talked with Matt Love, who's a personal finance man, who we were chatting about him, and what I said is that he wrote this book called "I Will Teach You How to Be Rich." And when
Mm.
they ask him what he thinks about that title, he says, "I don't like the idea. Like if I could go back, I wouldn't write it that way. But I really
Yeah.
like it. I really like the be rich, that the part, the be rich part, because it's
Yeah.
not get rich." And so
Yeah.
that's what I think about like when I read be known, because it's not
Yeah.
just get known, right? It's
Yeah.
like tell people about your stuff. It's like really be known. Like it's be, not just
Yeah, man.
throw the words out there, right?
What a good take on it. I like that perspective. And I haven't thought about it that way before, but when I do think about it, it's not I didn't name the company Scale Big or business growth or 3x, 10x. Be known, because if you're known, what would you rather have? $1 million or 1,000 referral partners? I know for a fact I'd rather have 1,000 referral partners because they know me and I can become known better. $1 million, that's not a lot nowadays. It's a lot, but it's not a lot. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, and like I said, once you're known, then you can decide because like we're so obsessed. Like most people are obsessed with like scaling the business and growing and building it,
Yeah,
etc. But at the same time,
yeah,
maybe you don't want to scale it. Like maybe then you realize that
exactly.
you don't want to scale it. Maybe you want
Yeah,
to, you realize that, well, I don't want to manage like 20 people in my team.
yeah.
I just prefer like a three, four people team, like
Hmm.
just a small team,
Yeah.
and then like you like have like higher margins, and
Hmm.
then use that money in a different way. Maybe like start an Airbnb or whatever it is. Like maybe
Yeah.
you just you realize that scaling a business or like again going to the moon is not
Yeah.
what you really want. So like I really like
Well,
that
well,
perspective.
since we're on this topic, I want to add one more thing to this. So you're right, there are levels to being known, and this is, I don't claim to have created this concept. I talk with a mentor of mine, Jim Cathcart, about this quite often. There's levels to this, and being known means, do you want to be known locally, like the local plumber or the local flower shop? Do you want to be known regionally, like uh, again, you could be the regional plumbing company or the regional law firm that does personal injury. Do you want to be known nationally and then internationally? Do you want to be a household name like Coca-Cola or Tony Robbins? And to get to that point, celebrity status like that, and in the personal branding coaching world, don't fool yourself though, because Tony Robbins plays by a completely different set of rules and he has a completely set of different set of disciplines that he follows compared to the coach that's just starting out with 100 followers. And the coach that's just starting out, that's a wonderful journey, but you need to know that there's stages in this. And I've actually created what I call the coaching business blueprint that goes through the stages. And it, I don't want people to try and skip from stage one into stage six because there's other stages in between that. And so that's a big concept that I like to talk to my clients about. Hey, look, there are stages to this, and obviously the internet provides us a platform and a medium to quickly become nationally known or show our stuff to a national or international audience. So we don't have to just play a brick and mortar local business play. Um, but I don't want anybody to fool themselves into I'm not willing to manage anybody, but yet I want to be Tony Robbins. I'm not willing to spend the money to on ads, on infrastructure, but I want to be Tony Robbins. So I know it seems obvious, but it's so easy to get lost in the sauce, especially online when we see people saying, "I made $30 million last month." Well, what did you go through? What are your margins? What is the team behind you? And yeah. Anyway, I think you see what I'm saying there. It just play to the level of your strengths and skill set and mindset, and then you can level up. And once you reach the level that you're comfortable and happy with, stay there for a bit, and then you can move to the next one. Get a feel for it.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I totally see what you're saying. And like you mentioned Tony Robbins, but like in general, I think that many people like I want to become Tony Robbins. Okay, but like before we dive into like all the sacrifices and the struggles and everything and the whole journey, why do you want to get to the level?
Yes.
Like
Why?
many times is like like why is there some
Yeah.
maybe some I don't want to say trauma but like some meaning that has that goal has, right?
Yeah. Or
Sometimes you
insecurities.
yeah.
Insecurities. I don't want to play small. I don't want to feel small because I was small as a kid, maybe physically or mentally. And so that's a lot of people look to others because they're insecure in their current position. Hey, Entrepreneurial drive is a real thing. I'm not saying anybody play small for the sake of playing small. I'm just saying understand why. You nailed it, Alberto. Understand the why behind it.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And a big believer of why. I haven't read Simon Sinek enough
Mm.
yet, to be honest, but I think that the why is like the three-letter question that
Yeah.
many people, including myself, should be asking more.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
Now like you mentioned already like a lot of aspects about the coaching business and like business in
Yeah.
general. But
Yeah.
something that I'm really curious about is, and which is a pretty hot topic right now, is how do you help your clients become AI proof? Because
Yeah.
we both know that AI has changed everything in the last 5 years. Like from November 2021, ChatGPT gets out, everything becomes, open and to everyone. And
Yeah.
especially for personal brands, if you think about it, if you have a personal brand driven business, like the AI is like a big thing, right? But the
Yeah.
problem is that some people say that you need to implement AI or you'll get left behind. Some people say that yes, it's an opportunity, but it's an opportunity to build a real brand, like that is real and human, because now 5 years later, everything is quote unquote fake, is not
Yeah.
real. And the
Yeah.
more we see AI stuff, the the more like the less we know what is real. And so
Hmm.
that's why people like Mark Cuban say that in the future and in the present now, live events are going to become big and bigger and bigger and bigger
Yes.
because they're human and real. What's your perspective there?
Yeah. It's funny you ask this because I created a white paper, a manifesto late last year that talks about the core pillars to AI proof a coaching business. Now, obviously, this could work for really any type of business model, but I like to stay niche with my stuff. And you and I both know that the game over the past 25 years for coaches and those selling courses was simple. It's sell information, sell courses, sell membership areas, maybe a few add-ons, maybe a coaching call on top of that. But the promise was that a bigger course or more videos would get the clients a result and would sell well. And many people made a lot of money selling courses. However, I firmly believe that this game, this industry has taken a turn. And no longer can we go out there and just sell a course. That's information. It's now commoditized by AI. And there are still some that are doing well, right? But the ones that are going to truly succeed abide by and implement these. I have 8 pillars to AI proof the business model and fulfillment model. Now, I'm not saying you want to completely ignore AI for your operations or even support, but I'm saying you want to create a moat, and that's the more important thing to consider is create a moat so that when you have a client, they're happy to refer others, but they're not going to go anywhere else because the 8 pillars include the roadmap. Are you leading people in the right direction from the get-go, from the outset? Do you have something visual and tangible that people can follow, like a Candyland game map that takes people through? You're here, you need to go to here, and it's custom tailored each time. Then guided implementation. Are you providing other coaches? Do you have certified coaches that can help lead people? Is it you? Or are you leading people through the actual journey? Or are you just saying, hey, go through the videos? Guaranteed outcomes, that's when that one's pretty obvious. Are you guaranteeing certain things and not in a handcuffed way, but things that can be realistic? Like-minded network, are you providing clients an opportunity in a space such as the experiences, Alberto, that you were talking about, that they can come together, whether it's in person and or online? And are you pairing people up with accountability pods, other people that it maybe have done it before, or other people that are in the same stage? Done for you services, done with you services, templates, tools, services that you can do for people. Maybe you have a program that teaches someone how to start and grow a gym. Have you layered on top, hey, we'll run your ads for you when you join this program. Make it worthwhile. Don't go negative on your your profit margins. And then physical assets. Are you sending out things? I'm holding this pen. Maybe it's my fidget spinner, but I'm holding this pen in my hand because this is a very nice pen I received. And are you sending out things that people will truly love? Welcome boxes, milestone-based gifts, things like that. Two more, and then I'll cap it off here. The ascension path. Do you have something back end, something higher ticket, something even more premium or private for people to buy? Don't just stop at the core thing. I think a 1-2 punch, your core offer plus a high end back end is great. And then finally, the most important, Alberto, is the shared mission. Do you create, I'm going to use the words of Russell Brunson here, do you create a culture? Do you create something that people believe in and can get behind? My clients believe in be known. They all want to be known. And they're not just choosing me because I'm a cookie cutter agency that does SEO, video, branding, and social media. No, they want to be known, and we craft our services around it, just like you have a mission and a manifesto that your clients believe in. I believe you should have a shared mission, and that flows through all of them. So those are my core pillars. Probably more information than you wanted, but I'm very passionate about that because again, we're not ignoring AI. We're not eliminating AI from our business. We're building a moat and we're creating an AI-proof business model or coaching model that AI can't even touch.
100%. I really like what you said. And by the way, if you have a link to that, Daniel, we'll link it in the show notes. We'll put the link to
Absolutely.
the manifesto, yeah, so that people can download it or get access to it.
Of course.
Um,
Yeah.
Awesome. And everything that you said really resonated with me. It's some stuff that I've been saying to my clients as well. I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
the thing that resonated with me the most, and something that I actually realized while you were talking, is the
Yeah.
accountability part.
Oh yeah, man.
Especially because if you think about it, after ChatGPT and like the AI wave came to us.
Yeah.
After that, like everybody started saying, "Oh, we cannot sell courses anymore because the information is out there. There's
Mm.
AI, and like information is just a commodity now." And so we need like high ticket programs, workshops, practical stuff, unique stuff in
Yeah.
a certain sense.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, in 2021 or 2022, like up to that point, I think that information was already out there. It was already on YouTube. It was
Yeah.
everywhere. It's just that people didn't want to implement. So, in a certain sense, I would say that AI has been an excuse for people to go more towards implementation because you soon realize that yes, you ask questions to ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Perplexity, etc. But like when it comes to transforming your life, your career, your dating life, etc., you need to implement. And so, like
Yeah.
in a certain sense, this was the bridge to again go more towards practical stuff, workshops, high ticket programs where there's like an accountability partner, someone that
Yes.
really helps you like get the result, right? Which is
Yes.
something that you couldn't do with just courses, right?
Yeah, you're spot on, man. I am so happy that AI has come about. Not only has it helped speed up our services and become more efficient, but you're spot on. AI has, it is lit a fire under people to go from course to actual implementation transformation partner. And that's so important because you and I both know that anybody can sit there and create a course. And I can sit there and record videos, and whether they're good or bad, I could go out there and be a great marketer and sell my thing. And the actual fulfillment or the content could suck. But if you have an in-person workshop and you're structuring accountability pods and you have somebody that does two weekly calls over topic A and topic B, you're not sucking. So it's very hard to suck. It's very hard to choose to suck or choose to be lackluster if you have those elements structured in. So Again, I have that document. I'll give you the link to it. It has 40 to 45 different examples. And Alberto and listener here, even if you only added two in, you will far surpass most other coaching business models or course business models. I promise you that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll make sure that it's linked in the description box.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, it's clear that you're an expert in helping coaches and experts scale their businesses. So let's get into the first game. So
Let's
as a
play a
reminder,
game.
yeah, like those who are familiar with the show know that this is not like the typical Q&A format. I like to like mix, put some games in the mix. And for this first game, I want to I need you to select two pieces of advice that you commonly hear in this niche. So this game is called, I called it Over and Under, and you'll understand why in just a bit. Again, like I was saying, you need to select two pieces of advice that are like common pieces of advice that you hear in this niche. One piece of advice is overrated, and one is underrated. That's why it's called Over and Under. So, what are your two pieces of advice?
Mm, this is good. Okay.
Yeah, it's tricky.
So this is not going to be verbatim, and I would butcher the quote if it was, but I think a very overrated. Can I go ahead and say what is overrated? What I think
Yeah, you can.
a, a very overrated piece of advice, especially right now, is hey, you go out there and you create low ticket products, low price products. You go out there and you sell to the masses, and all you had to do is spin up some Facebook ads. There are a lot of people saying that. I'm not quoting one specific person. That is overrated because it is much easier. It requires even less energy to go out there and sell something premium and high price to a select group of people that have the money so you can form and mold the fulfillment your way rather than go out there and start selling $47 to $97 tchotchkes. Your course may be great, but it's going to be a slog and you're not going to make a lot of money. And that is my overrated piece of advice, and that's a hill I'm willing to die on. Underrated piece of advice. And this is a tough one. There's so many. Oh, okay. I got one. Focus on one core offer, scale that to at least 1 million before you think about any other offer. One core offer. There are a lot of people that say that as well. Hermosi is a very popular one, but I learned this concept from the book Ready, Fire, Aim, Michael Masterson. And in that book, he talks about companies selling widgets and physical items. However, it very much relates to the information product industry, coaching, courses, consulting. The reason being is if you go out there and spin up, I got a coaching program that helps people do this in marriage. Plus, I have a coaching program, another offer for those who are about to get married, and then another program for those who just got divorced. It's like, okay, well, that's three plates you're spinning in the air, and you really only have two hands. And I know you're not a master plate spinner. And especially if you're starting out, it's so difficult to master multiple offers. You need to focus on one, master one, get that great acquisition of new clients, the fulfillment of it, the referrals of existing customers in. Master one, focus on one. That's my underrated piece of advice because not a lot of people follow it.
Congrats, you passed the first game.
Yes. Okay. Oh man, I was worried there for a second.
No, I love what you said, and it's actually funny that you mentioned a couple seconds ago the client acquisition because now I want to dive deep into that
Oh
with the
yeah.
next question. While I was looking at your content and your materials, I found that you have a very specific question. Sorry, a very specific opinion about like those personal brands and those experts who are always chasing more traffic, right? And they think
Yeah.
that their problem, they have a traffic problem, right?
Yeah.
Um, and in fact, I think that you said that, or you wrote somewhere that chasing more traffic is not the best thing that an expert should do. And I mean, on a certain level, I don't blame them completely because, like,
Yeah.
especially when you start with the low ticket offers, like you think that, oh, like the profit margins, like I need like to dial
Yeah.
in the profit margins, and I need more
Yeah.
traffic to like to understand what works, what doesn't work, etc. But yeah, I'm really curious to hear your perspective on that. So
Yeah.
what's your, well, like, can you expand on the more traffic problem?
Yeah. So obviously we need to pay our bills. And let's just set that as the foundation, the cornerstone here. We need to pay our bills. And so whatever it is you need to make, you need to get those clients or customers in. And if you're using a low ticket play, well, I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about somebody selling $2,000 and up packages. So the reason why most people get the more traffic problem wrong is because they're usually going about it the right way. So let me talk about what they're normally doing. They're either posting heavily on social media or they're running some type of ads and they're spending $1 to hopefully make at least $2 back. Um, and with that, the biggest issue that I found is most people don't think about it from a leverage play. So instead of chasing more traffic, they really should be going after adding this into their marketing mix, going after people who already have the traffic, already have the attention and trust of your perfect buyers, your ideal customer client profile, ICP. And an easy way to do that is go out there, do your research. Funny enough, I've spent a long time creating AI prompts for this and so many other things, but do your research, get a list of people who are complementary, who already have the attention and trust of people who could buy from you. Go out there and build a business friendship. And there are a lot of ways to approach them. You've probably gotten messages before, hey, I saw that you posted about like the cold email stuff. It could work, but be authentic. Hey, I think there are ways that we could refer business back and forth. That's a very easy way to get in with somebody and make it a real relationship. So that's it from a pure traffic standpoint. It's just about leverage, not chasing more traffic. It's about leveraging other people's audiences. OPA is what I call it. But we also need to understand the marketing math. And there's three terms that I want you to really, really memorize and nail down. And that is CPA, cost per acquisition of a new customer, or CAC, customer acquisition cost. I call it CPA. CAC sounds a little goofy, but then you've got average order value, or ACV, annual contract value. That's how much they spend in a point of sale or in a contract with you. And then LTV, customer lifetime value of a customer. And I actually like to define that, Alberto, over a period of time. So many people say LTV, and that could be 3 years, 10 years, 50 years. If you're a startup, well, it's 6 months. How much? So I like to define LTV as a period of 2 years. What's a client or customer worth to you over a 2 year period of time? And if your business is more mature, then you can say 5 years, etc. But the reason I'm talking about this is because if you know the lifetime value of a client, and it goes back to what level you want to be known for and what level you want to play at, then you can take a breath and say, okay, if I have this one client that pays me $10 a month, this is a very small example, but just for the sake of math, hear me out. Multiply it if you want. If I have a client that pays me $10 a month or $1,000 a month, let's use that instead. Then over a period of 1 year, they're worth $12,000. Cool. Or $120. Not as cool, but cool. And so then you can multiply it by two or whenever they normally churn out. And you could say, all right, great. You know what? They churn out within 6 months. So that's actually $6,000. So $6,000. Okay. Does that pay the bills? Does that get me comfortable? Does that make me feel good? Of course, I have my operating costs and expenses, but do I feel good about that? So understanding how much they pay you and how much they're worth to you, that's a very 10,000 foot view of that, but those numbers are so important because you'll be able to breathe a little and say, all right, if I stack 10 clients or 100 customers in, well, in 6 months' time, am I good? Oh my gosh, I've got a massive profit ecosystem. And then I think the final one here that I'll talk about is far too often people solely leverage one channel and they're trying to chase traffic through one channel and they don't diversify. And so yes, it's great if you can get meta ads, Facebook and Instagram ads working, but once you've mastered it and you can delegate it, get it off your plate, and help them to master it, and then structure in a new channel. Maybe it's podcast, Alberto, like you're doing right here. Maybe it's organic YouTube, posting on YouTube in the hopes to build up content and become known on YouTube, and that'll drive organic leads and very high intent leads, mind you. So master one channel, then structure in other channels and create a tripod or four-legged table instead of a tripod with one leg that tips over. It can anyway.
Yeah, yeah, and I never get tired of hearing people talk about the importance of AOV, LTV, and CAC because let's I don't love math, but it's
Yeah.
pretty doable math. So
Oh,
um I re-
absolutely.
I really like that. And one thing I'd like to add, I'm
Yeah,
curious
please.
if you agree on that, but I think like my perspective is that the I usually say that AOV tells you the health of like
Mm,
one specific campaign, while
yeah.
LTV tells you the health of the company in a certain sense of your overall
Yeah.
marketing because the AOV is like the short term. You know that in that campaign with that specific funnel, you know
Yeah.
that you're spending this and they're spending on average that. And that
Yeah.
but then you also have the overall context of LTV, which means yes, in that funnel I spent X amount of dollars to acquire customers. But
Yeah.
then I know that within 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, they will also spend like Y amount, right? And so
Yeah.
I really like how you put those three metrics, those three numbers, because they really give you an overall idea of how things are going in the short term and in the mid to long term. So yeah, I can agree on
I
that and more.
I completely relate there. And can I share my screen for a second on this
Oh
or would
yeah,
it
for
mess up the
sure.
recording?
No, I don't
I
think so.
actually
Go
I
ahead.
created a concept on this that I call the buyer journey bow tie. And so many times we think about it as one single funnel, but it's actually two funnels side by side. It's a bow tie. And of course, awareness, consideration, conversion, just general terms there. And our objective is to decrease our acquisition costs while retaining quality or intent of the lead or client. But you're spot on. The LTV tells the health of the customer because all we're trying to do here is increase lifetime value because we deliver a great product or service. We retain them to buy more and spend more, and we turn them into advocates for our brand, affiliates for referral partners. We turn our customers into soldiers. So, man, I'm happy to link this as well in the show notes. This is just an
Oh, for
image
sure.
I created, but we're definitely running the same race there. I love your perspective on LTV equals the health of the overall, AOV equals the health of the campaign or specific funnel right there in a constrained time frame. But yeah,
Yeah.
good words.
Yeah. Good to hear. Good to hear that we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Um, now, let's move to the next game. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I
sounds
will
good.
keep you I will keep you for the rest of your day, and you won't be able to escape.
Yeah.
Because I just love like rambling about these topics because yeah, I'm just really passionate. But so the next game is called Coffee Date.
Okay.
Here's how it works. Like again, we're a coffee with a personal brand, so it's still
Yep.
within our theme. Now, this is how this game works. You can have three coffee dates with whoever you want, but one needs to be alive, so from the present. One needs to be
Yeah.
from the past, meaning dead, and one needs to be a fictional character, like from a TV series, a book, a
Mm,
movie, like a cartoon, or stuff like that. So, who would you pick
yeah.
for those three coffee dates?
The first two are very easy. First, the alive person, Alex Hermosi. I've followed Alex since 2017. Yeah, and man, I remember the first time I heard him speak was at Funnel Hacking Live in 2018, and he talked about high ticket. And ever since then, I've just walked in his footsteps as he's walked ahead. I've been able to meet him a few times now. I think we'd have wonderful conversations. Obviously, he'd be much more advanced in certain things than I am, but we'd have great conversations around what we do that overlaps. The person that is no longer with us would be Eugene Schwartz. He talks about the stages of awareness and also something that most people don't think about, the market sophistication levels. So, stages of awareness. Do they know about my product? Do they even understand they have a problem and everything in between? And then, how jaded are they? And so, in today's terms, make money online. Everybody sees that. So we've got to go from make money online to make specific money online to make specific money with specific mechanism to then sharing stories about certain things. I think we'd have a fascinating conversation, more so him talking than I would. And then a fictional character. This one's tough. Um, Goodness gracious.
It's always tricky. This one for the people I asked it to, it's always tricky.
Yeah. Oh man.
Maybe like a TV series, like a Netflix show, a book,
Yeah.
a movie that you like.
You know what? I would pick Dumbledore from Harry Potter. And here's why. Because I would ask him about how we can inject magic into our daily lives. And obviously, I'm a muggle. I I'm not a wizard, but I would talk to him about magic in our daily lives and also how he runs a school of crazy kids that are always getting into crazy situations. And so it would be about operations management, for not those terms, and then also how we inject great experiences and wow factor around every turn.
Interesting. No, no, I love it. I love it. I don't know if you saw it, but I have a Funko Pop
Oh
here.
yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
Oh, cool, man.
it just broke right now while I was taking it.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of like a live show. But
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Time
I
has
think
snuck up on us. Yeah.
exactly. I really like to end it with one last question,
Please,
so
yeah.
that I can let you go to the rest of your day. Because one thing that I really like to do with this show is that I want to give listeners like a behind the scenes look on how like personal personal brand driven businesses actually are built and how they grow.
Yeah.
And so in your business right now, you have an agency,
Yeah.
but I like again a lot of personal brands they have that they run agencies, so
Hmm.
it's still relevant.
Yeah.
Um, one th Give me one thing that's really clicking and giving you momentum, and on the flip
Yeah.
side, one thing that like you would like to instantly fix or improve if you had a magic wand like Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Like so, one good thing that is giving me momentum, and one that you would like to instantly fix.
Yeah.
What would them be?
I'll speak about it from my agency and also my clients because my clients are personal brands and coaches, personal brands that have coaching programs primarily. So one thing that's really clicking right now is being intentional with referral partners. So the way that I get clients, we're about to launch some dedicated funnels, et cetera. But the way that I've always gotten clients is through great referral partners and word of mouth. But me going out there and being intentional and almost gamifying my referral partner ecosystem. Hey, if you refer three people, I'll help you with your webinar. I'll look at your VSL. I'll help you do that type of thing. Because I know the annual contract value and lifetime value of my client. It's between $36,000 and $250,000. That's a huge range, but there's a couple different levels, tiers that we work at. So if somebody sends me three times 36,000, man, I'm happy to look at their their thing. So that's working really well. What's not working well, I would say from the fulfillment or operation side of things is clients get very excited about the funnel or campaign that we're launching, and then they check out. And I've yet to find a good way to even with great onboarding and staying up to date, I've got that process nailed down, but I can't lead the horse to water and make him drink. And I'm not calling my clients horses, but it's just the phrasing there. Um, and I don't like that. It's like, hey, we've got to be driven. I'm driven about your business. Stay driven about your business. Now, it's not everybody, but there are a couple people that I'm like, man, I wish you were more in tune with it. Um, Secondly, from my personal brand side, what's working really well is we all know lead magnets. Hey, create a PDF. Well, what's working really well is not the PDF. It's a tangible tool, a specific scorecard, little software that can put out an ROI, like a potential for an ROI. It's something that personalizes it and or gamifies it for the person. That attracts really great high intent leads. What's not working well is focusing on one specific platform. Mentioned that before. If you focus solely on Meta, even though it's Facebook, Instagram, and their partner networks, you need more diversification. You need to stay top of mind, omnipresence to cut through the AI noise. I don't deal with SEO or AEO. I don't deal with their organic social media. We drive traffic through referral partners, email marketing, and advertising. And I've found that a multi-channel, multi-touch approach like that works well. So that's four things of what's
No, I
working
love
in
it.
my.
I love it. And thanks for sharing everything because it's really useful. And again, I really like to like go a bit also in the technicalities, right? To really give
Yeah.
the behind the scenes of how business works because like I think that a lot of entrepreneurs like you are listening. And so it
Yeah.
can inspire and give new ideas and also like say, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not the one having that problem. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's very interesting. And one very last question before we close it. I want to bring it back to the passion that you had at the
Yeah.
beginning while you were describing Be Known. Uh, what does success look like for you?
Yeah. Success for me is running a business that I actually enjoy, one that is lean, not small, but lean, and one that is highly profitable. So a business that's lean plus profitable plus one that you enjoy, that's the recipe for success in my mind.
Awesome, awesome. Daniel,
Yeah,
thank you for joining me today. Where can people find you or
absolutely.
contact you in case
Yeah.
they want to know more about what you do? Is
So
there
there's two
any?
ways. Yeah, there's two ways that I love helping people. The first one is I've taken all of my frameworks, knowledge, methodologies for funnels, webinars, offers, copywriting, etc., and I've packaged them into my own low ticket offer. I know I said don't do low ticket, but I'm trying to get this in as many hands as possible, and I don't have a coaching program I'm selling on the back end. So those rules don't apply to me.
Don't
But
get pissed off, guys. Don't get pissed
no,
off.
don't. So you can find that at beknownonline.com/prompts.
Perfect.
beknownonline.com/prompts. And then, of course, if you want me to help map out a great funnel for you, if you want me to figure out, all right, where are the bottlenecks, where are the constraints, I want to map it out visually. I want to look at it, help you figure out a good plan, whether we work together or not. I'd love to talk with you. beknownonline.com/start. That is a call with me personally. It's no junior salesman or anything like that. I love taking these calls. So, Alberto, thanks, man. This was
Thanks, man.
wonderful. I love this format.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I'll make sure that all the links are below in the description box. Thanks,
Great.
Daniel, for taking the time, and thanks everyone for listening. See you next time.